Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Christine, and this is a live Zoom practice with a group from Breast Friends in Tigard, Oregon. Their website is linked in the description box below if you or anyone you know thinks that they might be of benefit to you. So today's yoga practice is going to be from a safe and comfortable seat. I use that bolster when I'm closer to the camera because I'm too short for the video up there, but with your feet nice and flat on the ground like mine can now be, just bring your feet underneath your knees. And as you sit down, think about sitting not like just kind of plopping down. And as you're sitting, think about how you're sitting. So we want to hinge forward here at our hip creases and bring the back body down and then center ourselves, center our spine, center our hearts, center our heads right over your hips. And you can have your hands resting on your lap, palms up or down, whatever feels best in your shoulders today. And if you are comfortable to close your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes and invite yourself into your body. So coming out of all the thoughts, the things you had to do today, the things you'll have to do later, plan making, ruminating, all of those thoughts. Just invite yourself to redirect your attention because it's so hard to just stop thinking the thoughts. So we need to give ourselves a new thing to focus on. So come and focus on yourself. Closing your eyes can help you to be in your body and just begin to feel your feet on the floor, your palms resting in your lap. And just begin to check in with yourself. How's your body feeling today? Is it feeling pretty good? Are you experiencing pain? Just noticing what's going on today. Checking in with yourself. We're befriending our bodies today. Rather than telling our bodies, you need to eat this and you need to do that, we're saying, how are you? How are you doing today? I care about you. I'm paying attention to you. So just checking in with your physical body. And then we'll bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly, if that's comfortable for you. If not, just imagine yourself holding yourself like this. And bring your awareness to your breath, coming a little farther inward to check in with yourself. And just notice where your body is expanding as you inhale. And notice where your body is softening as you exhale. Is your breath high in your chest? Are you feeling your shoulders lift as you inhale? If so, that might be a message from your nervous system that you've got a little stress, or maybe that you're a little activated. You might have been busy today. Maybe you have a lot on your plate. And just feeling into that and noticing if that's the case. And to all the parts of your body that you've noticed, and to the heart and the chest, just offer your attention. Offer your compassion, maybe. Maybe offer gratitude. Thank you, body, for letting me know how you're doing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, breath, for sending me a message that I've got a little bit of stress going on. And our power with yoga is to be able to redirect the breath, to have low belly or diaphragmatic breathing, because then we can send a message back to our nervous system. You don't have to be stressed out right now. This is a good time to soften and relax and be restored and healed. So see if you can invite your breath to come a little deeper in the belly. You might bring your heart hand to rest over the belly along with the bottom hand. And see if you can bring the breath down to the belly. And if you are already breathing in the belly, see if you can bring it a little deeper. Allow this to be enough. This is not a yoga class for building strength and flexibility and balance, although that might be a side benefit to some of the things that we're going to do today. But it's mostly about caring for yourself, resetting your nervous system. And we do that with our breath. So just a few more deep breaths here in the belly. And as you do, see if you can relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. You might be a little surprised by how much tension you're finding in your body, places where you might be clenching or gripping or tense. Relax the muscles of your face. Soften your belly. 3 more breaths here. You may notice your breath has slowed or deepened. The next time you take an inhale, let's release the hands from the belly and just open them out wide, palms facing forward. And we'll come into mountain pose. You can stay seated here if you like, or you can come to stand. Either way, again, check in with your feet on the ground. You might even glance down and notice, are they parallel? Are the big toes relatively even? Mine were a little askew. Are they turned out? Are they turned in? Just noticing and seeing if you can bring your legs to parallel, letting those palms shine forward, gets the shoulders down away from the ears. And you might even take your feet out a little bit wider, maybe hip distance. Really feel stable here. Again, closing your eyes if that's okay for your balance. Letting yourself feel long and strong. Noticing if you're leaning forward or back. Seeing if you can bring your weight evenly across your toes and the balls of your feet and your heels. And seeing if you can draw the base of your skull up and lengthen your spine as you still continue to breathe in the low belly. Draw yourself up to full height. And with your next inhale, you might open your eyes, reach your hands up as far as feels good to you. Maybe it's halfway up towards your shoulders. And then we'll exhale, bring the hands together at the heart. Inhale, open up those arms, lift the palms up as much as feels good, maybe shoulder height. And then exhale, palms together at the heart. Stay with the arms low or shoulder height, or maybe you begin to sweep them all the way up alongside your ears, and then bring the palms together and down to the heart as you exhale. Let's do that 3 more times, just opening up the front of your body, maybe looking up towards the sky, any amount, just as much as your neck is happy with today. Couple more here. You might watch your hands come together and track them as they come towards your heart, maybe in your peripheral vision or your direct vision. And the next time they land at the heart, let's let them rest here. Thumbs at your sternum, elbows relaxing down, back of the neck lengthening. Feel the bottoms of your feet again. Maybe close your eyes again and just notice how you're feeling just from that movement. Notice if your heart's beating a little bit more. Notice if you feel a little more energy moving in your body. And then this time, let's inhale, sweep the hands open and bring them to the low back. Interlace the fingers here, or maybe just bring the hands to the low back with the fingers pointing down towards the ground. You might square off your fingers here. You might draw those knuckles down to the ground. And if you can't reach comfortably, if that's not happy in your shoulders, you can use a strap. This is an old bathrobe tie. You could use a hand towel, anything like that, and bring that right here to your low back, just as close to one another as you can go. So we can open up the chest a little bit. Lift up the gaze towards the sky. Feel even in your feet, nice and centered here. And maybe you take a little bit of a back bend, squeeze your shoulders together. And then notice that belly breath once again. If you're sitting, this just looks like this. Three more breaths in that low belly. Lifting your heart here as much as feels good as you breathe. Feeling an opening across the front of your throat, maybe a stretch in your jaw. One more inhale here, and then we'll exhale to release. Come back to your mountain pose, seated or standing, and just notice what you notice. And then we'll inhale, bring the arms out as far as feels good. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll interlace the fingers again, and this time switch up your clasps so that your non-dominant thumb is on top. We're building new neural pathways in our yoga practice by doing things a little awkward sometimes. This time we're gonna press the palms forward, maybe down low, maybe at shoulder height, anywhere in between. And just notice what you notice as you lengthen the back of your neck. Notice your breath once again, reconnect here. And if it feels nice, you might lift your palms up any amount towards the sky. Give yourself a big stretch. You could bend the elbows if you're uplifted and squeeze those shoulder blades together again. One more inhale here, and then we'll exhale, gently release the hands and press the palms out towards the walls alongside you. Let your hands float back down, fingers pointing towards the ground. And we'll turn the palms forward again. Find your mountain pose and just notice what you notice. What's happening in your hands, your shoulders, with your breath. And then we'll get into the side body a little bit. Again, you can be standing or seated. I'll sit for this portion here. Feet underneath the knees, heart and head over your pelvis. We're just going to get into the side body, and we're going to start slow here and just explore your boundary. So let your hands hang down at your sides. Palms can be facing your hips. We'll inhale to find that nice tall spine here. And as you exhale, we're just going to draw those right fingers down towards the ground. And then we'll inhale back to center and draw the left fingers down to the ground. Come back through center. Exhale as you reach those fingers down. And you might start to come a little lower. So you might stay uplifted. Maybe that's your boundary. You might come a little lower. And if you like, you could add the arms, sweeping the opposite arm up towards the side that you bend toward. Inhale as you come back to center. Exhale as you go to each side. Keep your feet on the floor. Relax your jaw. The next time those right fingertips come down to the right, we're going to stay here. Really press that left hip down towards your seat or your left foot towards the ground. Turn your pinky forward and point your thumb behind you, and notice how that changes your shoulder blade. And you could look out and beyond your left armpit. Oh, I have a rosebud, my first rosebud of the season. Lovely. And just feel some space occurring in your side body, your ribs, your armpit. Opening up the lymph nodes here in the armpit if your arm is raised. And then we'll inhale to switch. Exhale, side bend towards the left. And again, rotate that arm so the thumb is facing behind or pointing behind you. And look out and beyond your right armpit. And if the arm is low, just roll that right shoulder back and down. Whatever's working for you. Next time you inhale, we'll bring both hands back to center if they're raised. And everybody hands to heart. And just feeling what you notice here. Relax the jaw, the skin around the eyes. We're speaking with our nervous system today. So we're telling our bodies we don't need any adrenaline coursing through our bodies. We don't need any cortisol right now. We are lowering our stress response, slowing down the secretion of stress hormones. And we are inviting hormones like dopamine and oxytocin and serotonin to come join the party so that we can be healed, we can digest our food better, we can sleep better, we can lower our blood pressure, we can lower our blood sugar just by slowing down. And then we'll get a little more movement in the spine here. So again, from your seat or from standing, we'll inhale the arms as high as feels good to you. And then we'll exhale, let those hands come down to rest at your sides and twist to the right. Inhale, back up through center, maybe seeing if you can stick with that belly breath. Exhale, twist to the left. Reaching your arms up as much as feels good to you and letting them float down as much as feels good to you. So even if you're not raising the arms up very high, just opening and closing the pits helps to stimulate the lymph nodes in the armpit. And if you've had lymph nodes removed there, it helps to strengthen the muscles around the armpit, helping to get some elongation and range of motion reestablished. Next time we twist right, we're going to stay there. You might reach your hands out nice and wide, or let your fingers come down to point towards the earth, or maybe if you're sitting, you rest your hands to your body or your chair. Inhale and get long in the spine here. Exhale, relax the jaw, soften the shoulders. Inhale to come back through center, and then we'll twist to the left and stay there for a few breaths. Whatever feels good to you. Try to find that deep belly breath. You might even notice it expanding into your hips and your low back now. And then we'll inhale to reach the hands back to the sky or as high as you like. And exhale, hands to heart. So now we'll get into the legs a little bit, opening and closing the groin and the knees. Although if you've been sitting and standing, you've already gotten a little of that as well. From a seat or from standing if you like, which would be really strength building, we're just gonna pick up that right knee and wrap your fingers under your thigh or around the front of your shin. And then come back to that nice tall spine here. Draw your shoulders down and back. And we're just gonna point the toes here and give them a little wiggle. Getting a little healthy movement for our feet. We don't often think about taking care of our feet throughout the day. And then we'll flex the foot and point the foot and flex. Maybe find some ankle rotations here in each direction. And then we'll turn that right knee out and bring the right ankle to the top of the left thigh. If that's not accessible today, you could cross your right ankle in front of your left ankle, just like this, and still get some stimulation in the right hip. If you're standing, this will look like figure 4 chair, and you might use your chair actually for balance. I didn't get myself balanced before I did that. There we go. You could sit down and back like this if you want a little more of a strengthening and a balance challenge here. Otherwise, stay seated, stay grounded. Bring that ankle wherever it lands, and we're just gonna let the hands rest on the body here. The ankle maybe, the shin, the knee. We're not making it do anything right now. Just hanging out here for a moment. And as you're ready, we'll inhale, find your tall spine, feel your sit bones in your chair or lengthening down towards the ground. And as you exhale, we'll hinge forward at those hips again and draw the heart forward any amount, just until you feel a nice stretch in that right hip, maybe the outer right thigh. You might look down at the floor in front of you. I keep looking up so that I can keep a connection with you, but you don't want to torque your neck at all. So if you've got it here and you don't need to look at the video, lengthen the back of the neck. And then we'll inhale back up to that tall spine. Just take a nice little twist to the right. Maybe bring that left hand to the right knee now. One more inhale here, find length in your spine, and then we'll exhale, twist to the left. Just notice how that feels in your body. Continue to breathe. Continue to lengthen as you inhale and soften as you exhale. One more inhale over here. We'll exhale back to center, and then we'll bring that right foot back down to the ground and we'll switch sides. Oh yeah, we pulled our shin up first. So hands behind the left thigh or around the front of the shin. If you've got your hands interlaced, you might switch up the clasp. Keep your brain guessing. We're gonna change old habits here. Then we'll point those toes on the ground and give them a wiggle, give them a little air. If you're wearing socks, that's okay, no big deal. Might be a little hard to do this if you're wearing shoes. And then we'll flex and point the foot a few times. We even have lymph nodes down in our ankles, in all the pits of the body. And we'll make those circles, a few in each direction. Try to stay square here. Try not to lean over, but to keep that nice tall spine and continue to breathe in the belly. And then we'll go ahead and take that ankle now to the top of the right thigh. Draw yourself back up to that tall height, right foot under the right knee, back of the neck long, shoulders soft, jaw relaxed. Inhale to find length here. Exhale, hinge forward at those hips, drawing the heart forward, keeping a nice long spine here. Just letting your hands rest gently to your body. Just notice what you notice now as you breathe in the low belly. The low belly's compressed, so you might feel some more expansion out into the hips and the low back. And then as you're ready, use your next inhale to come back to that tall spine. We'll exhale, twist to the left, couple breaths here. One more inhale, find length. Exhale, twist right. And one more inhale on the right. We'll exhale back to center. Release that left foot down. Just take a moment to notice what you notice. Come back to your Tadasana if you're standing. Notice what energy, vitality you feel in your body. And then we'll just take the feet out a little bit wider, maybe scoot forward to the front of your chair, and we'll just windshield wiper those knees from side to side. If you're standing, you can just go from side to side here. You might even like to take your feet out a little wider, seated or standing. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Just get a little movement in your legs. So maybe you're here, just kind of moving however your chair will allow you to move if you're seated, or side to side here. And you could lift your shoulders right up towards your ears. Just let your spine be long here. And we'll come back to center. One more inhale in stillness. Exhale, we'll all come to join each other back in our chairs. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your sit bones supported. Notice how your spine feels and make any adjustments to feel centered and elongated. Feel yourself both grounded and uplifted at the same time. And then we'll just make some circles here with the nose in one direction. Just getting a little movement in the neck. And then switch directions. And we'll come back to center. And now we'll roll the shoulders up and down and back a few times. Starting to slow things down. The next time you roll them back and down, keep them down, let your heart lift. Soften the muscles around your eyes, closing those eyes again if you're not already, if that's comfortable. Relaxing your jaw, maybe letting the tongue come away from the roof of the mouth and letting your teeth part. Let's take a few cleansing breaths together here. Inhale through the nose, nice and deep in that low belly. And if bringing the hands here helps you to find that breath, feel free to do that. And then as you exhale, open up your mouth, let it go with a sigh. And maybe you make a little sound or a big sound with that sigh. We'll do that a few times, as much as feels good to you. So we'll inhale together, open up the mouth, let it go. Few more times like that, letting your shoulders soften, letting the weight and the tension just roll off you as you exhale. You might even make a little bigger sound. And then as you're ready, come back to breathing in and out of your nose. And then with your palms resting on your lap, let's inhale and just draw those shoulder blades towards one another, the elbows down towards the ground, and look up towards the sky, any amount. And as you exhale, bring your chin down towards your heart and begin to round your spine, drawing your belly button back towards the spine. Inhale, roll up, seated cow posture. Exhale, chin to chest, shoulders roll forward, belly button draws back, lengthen the back of the spine. Few more breaths here. And again, you can look up as high as feels good to you in your neck and your shoulders. And if you like, you might begin to use your arms here as well, maybe lifting the hands and reaching forward as you come into cat. And maybe opening up the arms like wings as you inhale into cow. Just as high or as low as feels good to you. And again, option to always keep those palms grounded as well. Let's just find a few more rounds here. And the next time you reach forward into cat pose, round that back, bring the hands down if they're lifted. And then we'll roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time, back to that tall spine. Bring your hands to nestle one inside of the other, like a little bowl here at the base of the low belly. Bring your thumbs together to touch. And again, relax the skin of the face, the shoulders. Find your center. And come back to that belly breath, which is always there for you to support you. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you'd like, you can bring your hands together at your heart in respect and reverence for yourself, for those with whom you've shared your practice today, and for anyone else you meet along your way. Namaste.